Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and this is my series, Nails in a Coffin, where we learn that with great kills, there must also come great nails. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Again, if you're new here, you can read what Nails in a Coffin is all about in the section down below, because these videos aren't film reviews, rather a breakdown of the kills, and I evaluate how well that victim responded to their attack using my signature Nails in a Coffin rating system. Today, we're taking a deep dive into Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes 2. So the horrors of the desert return as a group of dirt bikers and their friends find themselves battling a brutal family of hill people. So let's find out if these victims, did they stand a chance or did they seal their own coffin shut? Let's find out. The film opens up with Bobby Cotter, one of the survivors from the original The Hills Have Eyes. He's recounting his traumatic experience that he had to go through. But despite his PTSD, he's now a motocross rider and inventor who develops his revolutionary fuel formula. He does plan to send his motocross team to a desert so they can test out this new fuel. However, he does opt to stay behind since it's going to be the same area where him and his family were tragically attacked. The team includes Rachel, formerly Ruby from the original Hills Have Eyes. She is now reformed. They take off on a bus with their bikes, accompanied by Beast, the heroic dog from the first film. En route of their trip, the team takes a shortcut through the desert to save time. Stupid. Predictably, they get lost and become stranded after running low on gas when their gas tank was unknowingly damaged. They soon discover they're in the same desolate region where the original massacre occurred. Unbeknownst to that team of motocross guys, Pluto, one of the Cannibal Clan members from thought to have been killed, had survived and is now working with a new hulking figure, the massive menacing Reaper. The group hears Beast barking by the bus and they find out that one of their bikes is missing, so they guys suit up in their gear and they go looking for their missing bike. Let's get to that first kill. So after a short motocross chase, Roy was knocked off one of his bikes thanks to a cable trap set up by Pluto. Side note, Pluto was not killed in the first Hills Have Eyes. He actually survived the beast attack. Harry is now chasing Pluto through a large rock formation and get revenge for nearly killing his friend. He does catch up to Pluto and the two of them get into a fight. We then jump to Harry walking through a large crevasse trying to find his friend. He finds another wire trap set up by these hill people, and the wire is attached to a tree trunk with spikes. He decides to spring the trap and then duck out of the way of these deadly spikes. He catches the trunk and he starts to taunt the hill people saying, "You missed me!" But then a large boulder is pushed from above and falls down on him, crushing the young man to death. Harry gets the first set of nails and he earned himself 2 nails in the coffin. I was torn on this one since I like how he found the wire trap, and I had to give him credit for that. I also can't say it was stupid to spring the trap. That way no one else could get hurt, and he would actually be in a safer position. However, the taunting is where he loses points. I think that was foolish, since he knew there was a threat out there that he couldn't see. He should have noped out of that area where there was a trap. That would have been smart. He was in a vulnerable position, but he remained there to taunt the killers. So he did some smart stuff. He did some foolish choices. So I'm going to have to go down the middle and give him 2 nails in the coffin. Hulk and Ruby are searching for some gas they can use for their bus. And eventually they are able to go find a generator and they get lights back on to the camp, which everybody is momentarily relieved. Once they get back to their friends, they tell them to stay put so they can go search for the rest of their friends. Hulk and Ruby are in the middle of their search when Roy's bike rolls behind them, courtesy of Pluto. They see blood in his helmet and know they have to get out of there. They get on the bike and ride away, but Ruby falls off the bike immediately. He turns and pick her up, but on his way to get her, he's hit with a spear from a trap set up by Pluto and Reaper. Hulk, victim of a spear, he's going to get 2 nails in a coffin. I didn't see him make any stupid decisions where it aided in his demise here. You know, Ruby fell off the bike and he just went back to get her. He didn't see the trap. And you're not supposed to see death traps easily, so that makes sense. He was brave to go look for his friends in the dark in a dangerous desert where they knew people were out to get them, some dangerous hill people. Plus, it was a surprise kill where the victim had little to no chance to defend themselves. So that's why I'm going to go down the middle and give Hulk a respectable 2 nails in the coffin. Sue caught her boyfriend Foster making a pass at Jane when he walked in on her showering, the creep. This results in her running away into the barren wasteland of the night. For a reason, he gets in the bus that was nearly out of gas to chase her. It actually looks like he's trying to run her over at one point. And of course, he does use the last drop of gas in the bus. A short while later, Foster is standing by the bus. He looks down at his feet and he sees a hatchet on the ground. His foot is grabbed. He's dragged on the bus. He tries to fight it, but it's of no use. And he's actually killed by Reaper. Now, Foster was killed off screen, the actual death blow, I should say, But I did see enough of it to give him a proper nail rating, and I'm actually going to give him 2 nails in a coffin. I do think it was very stupid for him to make a pass at Jane the way he did. That was beyond dumb. And especially in the situation they were in, there was no time for that crap. It was also stupid for him to take the bus to go find your girlfriend. Why? You know, it's in the middle of the night. Why are you jumping in the bus to chase after her, looking like you're going to run her down? So that was definitely some 2 errors in his judgment that led to his death. However, once his leg was grabbed, he did try and fight and stop himself from being pulled onto the bus. He fought as hard as he could. And when you compare this to the hundreds and hundreds of deaths I've covered on this channel, he actually tried to stop being pulled and he fought. So I got to give him credit for that. And taking everything into consideration, the good and the bad, like others, I'm going to give him 2 nails in the coffin. Jane, she's the next victim on a chopping block. She's searching in one of the buildings and then she finds Forrest's body as it falls out from behind the door. Of course, this is going to terrify her, as it should. She runs out of the room right into the arms of Reaper. He puts her in a giant bear hug and crushes her to death. Jane earned herself 2 nails in a coffin. Getting a lot of 2 nails out this video. I didn't see her do anything stupid per se. I mean, it was your typical trope kill of the 80s. Young, attractive female gets shot from finding a dead body, sees the killer, she can't get away, overpowered, killed by the hulking killer. I didn't see her do anything blatantly stupid. Now, if she was killed when she was taking a shower, I probably would have given her less nails, since taking a shower in the middle of a desolate town and near pitch black light is probably not the best thing to do, especially when some of your friends are missing. That would be stupid. But she wasn't killed part then, so I'm not going to take it into consideration. So, again, going down the middle here, she really didn't do much wrong. So, yeah, she's going to get 2 nails in the coffin. Right after Reaper kills Jane, he hears Sue outside calling for her friends. So he runs outside, sprinting towards her. She turns around and screams, and then Reaper throws her through a window into a nearby shack. He climbs through the window and slashes her throat with a machete. Sue is awarded with 1.5 nails in a coffin. And she lost some points here right before he killed her. He was standing over her with the machete by her neck, and all she did was scream. Like most kills and slashes, she also forgot she had arms. Not saying she would have lived or anything on me. She may have cut her hands up, but she didn't even try and move out of her way. She just screamed, shaking. I know you're terrified, but that whole fight or flight, sometimes you have to freaking run and everything. So if she did at least something, she probably would have had a better rating. I know shotgun, thrown through a window and everything, but she did nothing here. Does she have an opportunity? Yes. So I got to take some points away, not many, which is why she's going to get 1.5 nails in the coffin. Ruby's next up when she's attacked by Pluto. He gets her down on the ground and has a knife at her throat. She warns him not to hurt her because if he does, Beast is going to get him. This pretty much triggers Pluto since Beast nearly killed him in the previous movie. He's saying that he's not scared. That is until Beast does show up and chases him off, stops him from killing Ruby. He chases Pluto. Pluto jumps over some rocks, but Pluto's able to temporarily get away from the good dog. After getting away from Pluto, Ruby stops when she hears Reaper calling out to her. Suddenly, a trap is sprung on her where Hulk's corpse is slungshot at her. This knocks her down and she hits her head on a rock, which actually kills her. Ruby was a fighter, and I'm going to give her 2.5 nails in the coffin. She never backed down from Pluto or hesitated to defend herself and fight back. She's constantly showing bravery. Even in the first The Hills Have Eyes, she was brave and smart, which is why killing her in the way they did was a disappointment. She deserved better than just getting knocked down and hitting her head on a small rock. But that wasn't her fault. She's the victim of bad writing, I guess. Well, I didn't see her do anything stupid like we always see in horror movies. She had a self-survival instinct, and I love that. She fought. She didn't get scared, run away. She defended herself. Shows a lot of bravery. So it's a solid kill here, which is why I'm going to give her 2.5 nails in a coffin. I just don't like the way they killed her. Pluto's about to attack Roy, but just in the nick of time, Hero Dog Beast jumps on Pluto, knocks him off a cliff where he falls to his death. We had a very similar death in the first The Hills Have Eyes where Mercury was killed. And I gave him 1.5 nails in a coffin, which is what I'm going to give Pluto. He knew Beast was out there, and he was just antagonizing that dog. He was scared of Beast, so you'd think he'd be more aware of your surroundings, but he wasn't aware of his surroundings. He was too busy gloating and antagonizing, not going for the kill when he should have. So for those reasons, just like Mercury, he's going to get 1.5 nails in the coffin. Here we are at the final death in The Hills Have Eyes Part 2, and Reaper is going to get nailed. It's the final face-off between him, Roy, and Cass. They set up a trap for Reaper surrounding him in a fire ring. Cass gets out of the fire ring, and she knocks a large boulder down a mine shaft with the boulder connected to a length of wire that Roy grabs onto, and he gets pulled out of that ring of fire. Reaper, well, he tries to seek refuge in the bus, and he thinks he's safe for a moment. He uncovers something only to discover it's a drum of gasoline, which is actually spilling gas all over underneath the bus, and it's too late for him, and the bus explodes. Roy and Cass are celebrating, but that celebration's cut short when a fully engulfed in flames Reaper is sprinting towards the couple. They both move out of the way, and Reaper falls down a mine shaft to his death. As I said, Reaper gets the final set of nails and injures himself one nail in the coffin. He was on fire, and instead of stopping, dropping, and rolling, he runs to get Roy and Cass, but they easily just step out of the way, and he keeps running. Even if he couldn't see due to fire on his face, then why are you running? This is just too much stupid with this one. His death could have been easily avoided. He could have ran and hide after putting himself out. Stop, drop, roll, do something. You're fully engulfed in flames. You're going to run to get revenge on people. They slowly step out of the way and you fall down a mine shaft. It was just dumb. Glad he died. But yeah, he's only going to get one nail in the coffin. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are all my Nails in the Coffin 4, The Hills Have Eyes, Part 2. Here's a summary of the nails I've awarded. Here's the average nails in a coffin, which is 1.81 nails. The exact same average nail rating as the first The Hills Have Eyes. That's never happened before on this channel when a sequel gets the exact same nail rating. But like I said when I covered that movie 2 weeks ago, the average is on par with most slashers. Slightly higher, just not too many stupid decisions in these movies. There were some, but when you compare to most slashers, these victims did slightly better. I'm going to try something new with Nails in a Coffin because we're always keeping it fresh. It's a new year. I'm going to add an award to my Nails in a Coffin movies that I'm doing. It's going to be the Standout Award, and I'm going to call it the Golden Hammer. Last week, I talked about how Lynn was the standout in the film, the way she fought after getting shot, and I like when victims do that, so when I'm watching one of these films, if I see a standout, whether they died or survived, just like a brave person, a lot of smart decisions, you know, the standout of the film, they're going to be the recipient of the Golden Hammer Award. And I'm proud to say the first recipient of the Golden Hammer Award is going to be Ruby. She was a reformed hill person. She saved Bobby in the first film. She was really brave in this film, always fighting, being smart, making smart decisions. So the first recipient of the Golden Hammer Award is going to be Ruby. Should be a fun addition to Nails in the Coffin if I just see a standout in the film and just give them the recognition they deserve. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. All the usual stuff. Help me grow this channel for 2025. I'd greatly much appreciate it. I'll see you here in 2 weeks when I cover The Hills Have Eyes remake from 2006. Now, I've only watched it one time, but I remember thinking it was a pretty decent remake, so we'll find out in 2 weeks how those victims fare with my Nails in the Coffin. Until then, take care, stay safe, be good to yourselves, and be good to each other. I am your friendly neighborhood Uncle Pete, and remember, with great kills, there must also come great nails.